Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So we are going to solve the Keeper machine from HTB. So we'll start with the enumeration Nmap for scanning. So Nmap, so this hyphen pip hyphen tells Nmap to scan all 65,535 TCP ports, and then win rate, this is the aggression flag. We are telling Nmap to send at least 10,000 packets per second. This makes the scan incredibly fast, finishing in seconds rather than minutes. And the port will be 10. And just map. So we can find that port 22 and 80 is open. So Nmap. So we are only scanning the ports we found. There is no point scanning the other 65,000 dead ports again. And default scripting engine and version detection. First, port 22 is SSH. This is standard Ubuntu version unless we find a very specific or guess the password. We probably aren't getting in here. So, and port 80 is running Nginx 1.18.0. This is the web server. Nmap tells us the OS is Linux, and HTTP title says site doesn't have a title. So we can take a look at this website over port 80. So HTTP to raise an IT support ticket, please visit ticketskeeper.htb/rt. This the browser so redirects us to ticketskeeper HTB and then fails. Why did this happen? This is a classic example of name-based virtual hosting. The web server Nginx, as we saw in our scan, is configured to host a specific website only if the request asks for tickets.keeper.htb. It doesn't know what to show you if you just ask for the IP address, so it redirects you to the correct name. So, but here is the problem. Our Kali machine, as our parent machine, has no idea who tickets.keeper.htb is. That domain doesn't exist on the public internet. It only exists inside the HTB network. So to fix this, we need to play with our DNS. So sudo by etc host here we map the IP address we found to the domain name the server expects, 10 keeper.htb. So whenever I type tickets.keeper.htb, It doesn't ask Google or a DNS server, just go directly to 10.129.229.41 and save this. And we can navigate to this website again. Server not found. Refresh. So we are presented with a login page for something called RT or request tracker. This confirms our DNS setup is working and we can move on to further. So the logo tells us this is request tracker by a company called Best Practical. The request tracker is a popular open source issue tracking system used by IT support teams. So first of all, we would like to perform web enumeration and see clear Gobuster DRU ticket keeper HTB word list discovery web content and wrapped medium directories.txt extension php html.txt backup md and thread 2050 and run. Unable to connect to catch miss e there, so keeper exclude the status code. But that looks interesting. This looks to be login page. So we could find the login page here. So at this stage, as while we are finding this, we can check for the default credential of credential request tracker. I think request tracker default credentials RT Wiki best practical. The RT root user password default is password, so we can try the username root and password for password. We are in. We have administrator access to the ticketing system. Now we are inside, but we are not on the server yet. We are just in the web app. We need to find a way to pivot from this web dashboard to a system shell. In a ticketing system, your gold mine is usually under users or ticket. So click admin and users and select. Then a list of users appears. We can click InnoGuard. So when you check this, new user, initial password set to welcome 2023 exclamation mark. So with this information, we can navigate to this user while we enumerate this SSH and yes, welcome to perfect. So we can type ls. The output shows rt30,000.zip and user.txt file. So we can unzip this rt file zip. Ah, and the zip file contains two files, and seeing them together immediately triggers a red alert. Passcodes.kdbx. This is a KeePass database file. It's an encrypted vault containing passwords. If we try to open it, it will ask for a master password. KeePass dump full.dmp dump file. This is a Windows process memory dump. Specifically, it's a dump of the KeePass process itself. So think of it this way: we have the save.kdbx file, but it's locked. However, we also have a snapshot of the memory from the computer while the save was open. So we can check the information. So KeePass memory dump vulnerability. We can find this KeePass vulnerability. We can read this. In KeePass 2.x before 2.54, it is possible to recover the clear text master password from a memory dump, even when a workspace is locked or no longer running. The memory dump can be a KeePass process dump, and the first character cannot be recovered. So with this information we can check the password. And we can run the GitHub. And check the POC of this vulnerability. Too many requests. Secondary. So we can write again. We can use this POC. So setup is install.net, and maybe we can use Docker to run the .net. So what we can do is from this Docker run, this is stands for remove. It tells Docker to delete this container the moment we exit. We want zero trash left behind, and this gives us an interactive TTY and v, and so this takes our current directory and mounts it inside the container at a folder named data. This allows the container to see and read our dump file. And mcr Microsoft 7. We are recasting .net. So it means your terminal is trying to talk to the Docker background service, the daemon, but nobody is running. Is the Docker daemon running? So at this stage, sudo system manually kickstarted by Docker. User mode. And then try with sudo current and 7,000. These two here. So pull the rt30,000.zip file to my current directory. So welcome. perfect. And then run this command again. cd data, and then we can find this rt30,000.zip file because the docker command takes our current directory where there is this dump file and mount it inside the container of folder named /data. So cd git clone this again. Data and cp and cd KeePass and unzip. I cannot unzip, then unzip. Then we can run this again. cd data, then we can find this unzipped file cp KeePass to first we can clone this. Go to data and then cp KeePass and then KeePass KeePass and then .NET run KeePass. I think the file KeePass so it says like this is combined letter. This looks like a phrase. In the next step, we'll figure out what this means, fix the missing letter, and correct this. So we can Google this. Danish red blurry pudding. It looks like this can be the something that we are looking for. So we can at least we can copy and paste, and then we can try open this .kdbx file. So instead of installing the KeePass exe, we can download these app images. They are standalone executables that run on any Linux distribution without messing with dependencies. So KeePass exe origin download, and Linux it will be flat package app download and home save and run the KeePass exe so chmod KeePass exe so open database and passcode, and then we can use this as a password. Interesting. We can try running this again and unlock this from maybe we can try like this. Or since all letters look to be small letter, we can just like save like this. Perfect. And then now we are looking for root access. So let's go inside the network and ticketing system. Welcome root. First we can use this. There looks to be the password root and SSH root, then and then use this. It doesn't look to be working, so at stage we can check this PuTTY. So it says like PuTTY user key file 3 SSH RSA. We can Google this like PuTTY user key file 3, what this is. SSH key types and formats, how to convert. We can filter this. When you check this, like this is SSH and this looks to be so the one that I looks to be PuTTY, and we can convert this using PuTTygen potentially. So support for PuTTY. Maybe we can use this method. So given that this is like PPK file, PuTTY takes convenience a step further with its default PPK format. We can make this PPK file with this content and we can try to convert using PuTTyGen. So copy and X this, and you can exit this and pass sudo by password ppk. I can just like, and then we can use PuTTyGen command. Before using the PuTTyGen command, I think I can how to convert the ppt key to, we may need to download this. I can just like package sudo apt install PuTTY tools. And we already have installed, so PuTTyGen and password ppk or private. So when we check this, converting key, we can check the, so split ppk into separate keys. So we can run this command from the Verdun. So when we check this information, so the hyphen capital letter O flag PuTTyGen specifies the public OpenSSH for the ID underscore RSA dot pub output file generated from ppk file. Again, use PuTTyGen for exporting the. after this, uh, so one is compatible to OpenSSH, and then one is compatible to OpenSSH. We can use ID RSA file for SSH to the root. So SSH ID RSA. Perfect. So cd root. So we can get the root user, and the box is owned. We have successfully navigated from a simple web login using default credential to a user shell to a memory dump exploit, and finally to convert it from ppk file to OpenSSH to get the root shell. Thank you for watching this.